Yoshi, Kirby, Pikachu. Captain Falcon, Captain Falcon, Captain Falcon, Captain Falcon. This game's winner is Captain Falcon.
Hello guys, my name is TheRussianBadger, and I know it's been a while since we've spoken. I've been busy the past few weeks. I went on vacation for spring break, and I went to the whole Battlefield 4 reveal event, which is not as awesome as it sounds, alright? It was very interesting and intriguing, but it's like if somebody were to say to you, hey man, do you want to ride in a Ferrari for an hour? And yeah, of course I do, man. And then you end up going like 25 miles per hour in a school zone for an hour. It's not as awesome as it sounds, but it was very interesting nonetheless. And I thought you guys would be really interested in seeing, oh, what kind of details about Battlefield 4 can you give us? Or what was your general opinion? But no, the majority of you, after seeing EA's, or Battlefield's tweet about the tweet of the 5 of us in front of that structure and like the Battlefield 4 banner, all you guys wanted to know was, what's with the rape base, Badger? And those of you that are not familiar, EA, or no, the Battlefield Twitter tweeted this out. So they tweeted out this picture of, from left to right, that's Level Cap, myself, Jay Blinks, X Factor, and Stun Gravy. And I'll go over each one of them and what they're like in a second. But a lot of you noticed that I had the absolute rapiest face on my... That's like the rapiest expression on my face. And if you look closely, I also have the hover hand over Jay's left shoulder. So a lot of you guys were really interested in as to why I did that, and I was just genuinely trying to put on a smile. And I think I like Mongol's photoshopped version a little bit more. So from left to right, this one is obviously me, and me, all wearing different shirts, but none of those guys brought sunglasses. Okay, look at my chest right now. I brought sunglasses for a reason, and there were blue lights in the theater. Like, yeah, sure, you guys think it's a huge joke that when you go to these things, you think, boom, blue and orange. You think that that's just a joke, actually, in the intro, and next to the actual screen, next to the screen that showed the Battlefield 4 17-minute preview, there were actually blue lights. So, inside, in the dark, almost, sunglasses were a definite good idea. I know it's kind of one of those things where you're not supposed to wear sunglasses inside at night, Badger, but I happen to do it anyways. Oh yeah, and there's this final picture that I think a lot of you might like too, but that's basically a synopsis of what happened with the picture, with the rape face picture, which you guys are really interested about. And in this specific clip here, you guys saw that I was asking for ammo for the longest time, and I just waited around for him to die, and then I took the ammo myself. Sometimes that's just what you have to do if your support teammates are being such catfish that they can't even put it down for you. And this guy, such a bush monster, man. Like, if the kill cam cuts to you and all I see is a bush, I can vaguely even see a human being, I think you're in the wrong position. Or the right position, depending on your perspective. But, okay, beyond that, the actual event. This is how it went down. So I got to meet Level Cap and X Factor originally, along with Ian Tornay, who's the, or Torney, however you pronounce it. He's the community manager for DICE, and it was really weird, because when I walked up to Level Cap and X Factor, they had these M16A3s in their hands with Cobra sights and foregrips and a heavy barrel, and I was like, do you guys ever not carry those around? And they were like, no, man. Just a joke, not really, but okay, I have to say that Level Cap is definitely down to earth. He's a very easy person to talk to. He's very interesting. He has a lot of diverse ideas about Battlefield. And then Rival X Factor brings sort of like a competitive perspective to everything. Like, I remember we were talking about with Ian, what would be the possibility of, instead of just jumping into a vehicle directly, what if you actually had to take time in an animation? Like, instead of just popping into a tank, you actually had to climb on top of it and then dive inside. And X Factor was like, no, that would not work in competitive play. So he brings sort of competitive perspective to everything. And yes, he does have this air about him that's like, I'm Rival X Factor, man. Do you even realize how awesome I am? Like, I am so awesome. If I were any more awesome, I'd be like a black hole of awesome, and I'd take everybody else's awesome. And I think that's a good summation. I think if I were to actually describe Rival X Factor in one word, probably be awesome, alright? And the other guy, okay, the other two were Stun Gravy. Stun Gravy's the guy that, you know, jumps out of a jet and then snipes another guy in the face and then has an omelet and then jumps into another jet and then RPGs him and then has an omelet and then jumps into another jet and then basically any kind of aerial stunt that makes you gasp in sheer, I don't want to say surprise, it's more like a shock. If you were to surprise or gasp in shock, that would probably be a clip by Stun Gravy. And Jay Blings, who's from Pixel Enemy, he's a really fun guy to talk to, but it was so funny because there were so many guys in watching the 17-minute preview that you guys saw, and they were jotting down all these notes, and they're like, it's really frivolous how they did it. They were like, oh man, like you can turn your gun to the side, you can aim down sight, and it was released 2 hours later. Like, you guys saw what we saw, like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours later. So I was gonna have a whole breakdown thing where it's like, oh man, and here he punches this dog in the jaw, and I felt as if, you know what, you guys saw the same thing that I saw in the theater like 3 hours later, so that didn't really seem worth it. And there was also a little bit of controversy about some of the Call of Duty guys over at the event, and yes, I did feel like going over to them and just being like, do you even shit bucket? Do you even know what a Colonel 100 is, bro? Bro Cookie, do you even know what it looks like? And none of that was actually happening. They were all very nice, despite the fact that you guys might have different opinions of them in terms of their whole YouTube channels and everything else. I met a few of them, and they were all very nice, courteous gentlemen. So I think there was a little bit of distaste there for some reason, but I didn't really find a big issue with it. And, of course, this was my main problem, alright? This was my main problem. They didn't give us t-shirts. I got like a dog tag and a VIP pass. So I asked this booth girl, like the equivalent of a booth girl, they weren't actually booth girls, but I was like, can you take your shirt off? Like, I'll trade you. And she was like, she thought that I was some kind of pervert or something, and I was like, no, I don't want to see you naked. I don't think anyone wants to see you naked. I want your shirt. Nobody else has Battlefield 4 t-shirts except for you guys. I don't care if it's an extra small, I'll wear it. I'm in a premium Oxford cloth button-down blue collared shirt. I'll even give you my sunglasses for that Battlefield 4 t-shirt, and no. So then I punched her in the mouth, and I'm just kidding. I'm only joking. She just said no, and I just walked away, and then I continued sipping Moscato in the booth that I was given for VIP. And just so you guys know, everybody was VIP. There was no like, yeah, sure it says VIP on your pass, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just everybody got a VIP pass that actually got in. It's almost like the equivalent of Battlefield 3 Premium. It's like, oh man, it's so premium, but basically everybody has it. So I don't know how much more special you feel, but that was the lowdown in general as to what happened at the specific event at Battlefield 4. But I want to say thank you too to Ian, because he put me up in this super nice hotel called the Sir Francis Drake, and there's this guy outside in a red coat, and he'll hug you if you ask him, and that's probably the most intriguing part of the entire trip. But I enjoyed myself at the event. I'm certainly excited for Battlefield 4, and the rape face has now been explained, or I don't know how. Okay, let's say explained. I don't want to say it's busted because it's not a myth or anything, but now that I've explained everything to you guys, we can now get it out of our system and move on with more Battlefield 3 stuff, like 64-player rush that I will mention. I'll make another few videos this week, but I'm in the transition. I have a few more stressful weeks before school ends, and then I'll have videos galore. So I will see you guys next time. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald, Karl und Seder.
Break the